Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. It's the 2nd of August 2022 and welcome to the morning show. Today is going to be very interesting because we have Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi visiting Taiwan. Got a lot of things to talk about, other items also that may impact the market today. So let's get started. Well, friends, as I said, today would attract a bit of volatility as Nancy Pelosi lands in Taiwan. I don't understand the rationale of opening a new theater of conflict before closing the Russia-Ukraine conflict. I think it's a bit of a reckless move, but maybe there are some other motives under it. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens because China is definitely not happy, and it has made it very clear. It also makes the White House and House have a kind of uneasy relationship. At least that's the perception I get when I look at the situation that Biden is in at this point of time. We'll see how it unfolds, but it's definitely going to have some effect on the volatility in the market. The Nasdaq is in a bear channel, as I have explained many times, and we are having the longest bull run within that bear channel so far. And our bull run is poised to bounce down from the diagonal line of resistance. In best of times, I would have hoped that it would cross the line of resistance and confirm that we are now out of the bear channel and into a genuine bull market. But the visit to Taiwan comes in a very pivotal time when we are going to test the diagonal line of resistance. And if we did manage to fall down, it's going to be a steep fall and it will take some time for us to recover. Now, if you look at it from another point of view, the VIX usually tests support at 20 after it had fallen down to the level that it did. We talk about this on a daily basis, our hope that VIX would touch 20 and then we can start doing our day trading and swing trading and all those things. But unexpectedly, VIX has turned up even before reaching anywhere close to 20. And that, in my opinion, is a precursor to the anticipation of what would happen as a fallout from the Taiwan visit. So we are likely to see higher volatility today. We'll check it all out when we go to the TradingView platform and look at what's happening out there. But my gut feel is that we are going to be testing a little bit more volatility, a little bit of profit taking, because the risk reward situation will seem more skewed towards risk than towards reward. Therefore, there'll be good amount of selling in the market. This is my gut feel, and we'll back that up with what we see in the technicals when we look at the TradingView platform. But I think that maybe we should look at what is in Nancy Pelosi's portfolio. Has she bought Raytheon stocks or something like that? I'm just kidding. But yeah, the Taiwan visit is definitely a big concern in my mind. When it comes to European stock, we have already seen them retreating because Europe market opens earlier than we do for the given day. So there is already retreating situation in the European markets. And we have to see whether US stocks would follow and continue the retreat, or would they lead the market to a new peak or a potential new bull run. In my mind, the calculation is more in favor of a drop because of the saber rattling that's likely to occur from China as a result of the visit by Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan. That's, in my mind, the biggest stimulus and trigger this week. Of course, there is another stimulus coming towards the end of the week. We'll talk about that when we go further ahead into this video. Now, looking at company earnings, yet another oil company, BP, showcases a big jump in quarterly profits and boosts dividend by 10%. This seems really obscene given the fact that many people are complaining about high gas prices. So people are definitely not happy about it. Environmental campaigners and union groups have condemned big oil's surging profits and called on the UK government to impose meaningful measures to bring down the cost of rising energy bills. Meanwhile, Europe is digging into using coal for energy, and so are the lesser developed countries who are forced due to the stronger dollar because their imports are becoming more expensive. So they are also forced into coal usage. And this is taking coal consumption to levels that we have not experienced since 2013. A regrettable step backward for the environment when we cannot afford losing a single day of emission reduction. Now, looking at Pinterest, Pinterest result seems to be showing a less profitable operations. At least that's my opinion. Despite the increase in the number of users, are we likely to enter into an era where people get jaded by social media and it is treated more like tap water, which is present in every house but not used as much? Well, it would be there, but people may not actually use it as frequently and for more important things. Maybe that's how it turns out. Because if you have lesser profitability but more users, that means the margin is getting eroded somewhere. Market thinks otherwise, as Pinterest gained after hours of trading, and that seems to tell me that the market is more looking at the increased number of users rather than the profitability number, assuming that profitability will come at a later date. So we'll have to see what happens, because there'll be more social media platforms that will come in, providing different angles, just like TikTok came at a later stage and took over from other social media platforms. So that struggle is going to go on, and there'll be crazy offerings by all these platforms in order to retain and grow their market share. I don't know if it's going to be good for the longevity of social media, or if it's going to fracture and cause less profitability, and therefore social media as a class of business may fade away. We'll have to wait and see what happens about that. But at this point of time, market thinks Pinterest is good. Personally, I think social media companies need to take more responsibility and operate a clean shop, because they thrive in the society that is being destroyed by their operations. How long can you harm your own customers and still expect to grow and make a profit? This is similar to the cigarette industry, tobacco industry. So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome will be. This applies to all social media. The balance between free speech and harm that has to be monitored more aggressively to maintain the fabric of society and integrity of business is what we are watching at play right now. We need to watch out for the Bureau of Labor Statistics release of the July non-farm payrolls report on Friday morning. That could lead to sentiment regarding leaving money on the table for the weekend or selling off. This is also another learning moment for us. Pure capitalists will expect to see job growth without wage inflation, and they will reward the market by pushing us more on a bull channel. A balanced capitalist would like to see job growth with some wage inflation to compensate for inflation in the consumer price index. Take the case of a 9-to-5 employee who has got a 5% wage hike. His or her standard of living and consumption will drop, because the real wage has dropped 4% considering the 9% inflation. This kind of squeezing of the working class is unsustainable, because they are the ultimate customers for the economy. This is how the 1% becomes richer and middle class is destroyed. As investors, we have to make a decision. What will we reward? Squeezing of the lowest common denominator, or innovation to improve productivity while preserving the purchasing power of the working class? We'll see the answer on Friday. If on Friday the market rewards increase in the job numbers and lack of wage inflation, then we know that we are on a self-destructive cycle. As investor, I think we have to be looking at the long-term picture, and we have to support a little bit of wage inflation in order to preserve some amount of purchasing power of the working class, so that the economy continues to progress in the right direction. We are also watching a 3-month countdown for Europe to get its energy story on track before winter sets in. This will coincide nicely with our own market trajectory of volatility in run-up to midterms, and then an expected pickup in the last 2 months of this year, including the Santa Claus rally that we always wait for. With that said, let us look at the pre-market action and see where the market sentiment is leading us. Let's go on to our trading view desk. Let's start off by looking at the Nasdaq futures. Nasdaq futures are negative. I won't say slightly negative. It is slightly more than slight negative. So I am a bit concerned about that. US oil has gained 0.98% today. It's still below the resistance of 95.08. I'm expecting US oil to go down, because we are already in a situation where the various economies are, various central banks are increasing the interest rates, and the Fed is also sucking out the liquidity by doing balance sheet trimming measures. European Union, which had not started interest rate hike, has already started interest rate hikes, and we have seen China having problems of its own, and many countries being unable to afford imports. Therefore, oil being one of the biggest imports will have a drop in supply. So all those things put together I think US oil needs to go down. I don't know why it's going up at this point of time, but I assume this is going to be a blip. And we will definitely touch this support here at 91.70 and then bounce back up. And that's the way I think the oil market will move. And with that said, let us go and look at QQQ. QQQ pre-market is down minus 0.72%. So we are looking at a bearish open at 7:39 a.m. in the morning while I'm doing this recording. And if I was to look at the overall chart for QQQ, it's still not looking too bad. We have bullish MACD and we have above average momentum with plenty of space to go before we go into the overbought status, but we are slightly flat at this point of time with the momentum. And again, the Taiwan is the key. We'll have to see what happens in Taiwan. Nancy Pelosi should be landing anytime in another hour or two. She's already left for Taiwan, and she's expected to reach there by evening, and this is about the evening time. So somewhere as soon as the market is ready to open, we'll have some reactions coming out there. So I'm expecting a volatile market today, and I'm expecting that we are likely to potentially bounce back down and test our support levels out here, starting with the 100-day exponential moving average, and then 306.53, which is the next line of support. And that is a strong support because we also have the 9-day exponential moving average converging with it. So that's what I'm looking at for today. S&P 500 is down minus 0.61% pre-market, again slightly more bearish than I had anticipated. And we are on a bull channel as far as S&P 500 is concerned, but I said it's tentative based on what's happening to Nasdaq. So I would assume that given we had such a steep rise, we are likely to consolidate and come down and test our support of the 100-day exponential moving average, and then look at 401.19 as the next possible support. I'm definitely thinking that today for both of the indices, QQQ as well as S&P 500, we are likely to breach the 100-day exponential moving average and track downwards. Let's look at Russell's. Russell's is down minus 0.51, and it's likely to again breach the 100-day exponential moving average today. Already in the morning, we are down minus 0.51%, and we are likely to test our support at 183.72. Next, let's look at Dow Jones Industrial Average. Dow Jones Industrial Average is already below where we closed. We are down minus 0.48%, slightly better than what we saw with the QQQ and SPY. But we are potentially going to breach the 100-day exponential moving average out here and test the 9-day exponential moving average before the day is over. MACD is bullish, but you can see the momentum has turned down, all in anticipation of the fallout from the Taiwan visit. If you look at the VIX, as anticipated, the VIX has jumped up. Typically, when VIX has gone down here, I think this would be the next level of resistance support around 19.75 to 20. There is a small band that's likely to be the support. But in this case, we turned up even before that, and we have already faced resistance from the 9-day exponential moving average. This small candle is the candle for today, and it is hovering just below 24.28 as a constraint. And I'm thinking that before the end of the day, we are going to breach this, and we are going to breach the 9-day exponential moving average and be checked by the 200-day exponential moving average. I think that's where we are likely to end up with the VIX, which will also be reflected conversely by QQQ breaching the 100-day exponential moving average, S&P and all the indices breaching the 100-day exponential moving average. That's my expectation for today. We left the put-call ratio in the neutral status as of yesterday evening, and yesterday we were risk averse. We are likely to be risk averse today as well. The US dollar index has gained a little bit because when uncertainty comes in, funds flow into the US dollar basket. We need to see this go down further so that it is conducive for the global economy. We have a bearish MACD, but we have a rising momentum. And this would go up if there are fears that are stirred up due to the Taiwan visit and the volatility increases. You can expect USD index to go up. With that said, I'm going to have a quick look at the biggest stocks that move the indices. going to start off with Apple. Apple pre-market is down 0.88. Microsoft pre-market is down 0.72. Google pre-market is down 1.11%. And if we were to look at Amazon, it's also down 1.12%. So you can see there's a very bearish kind of outlook even before we open the market. Let's go to have a look at Genomics. I'm just going to sort Genomics to make sure we have the winners at the very top. I'm looking at Invitae. Invitae is up 3.16% as of yesterday, but pre-market there is no trade. It's still flat, and it has got resistance which is sitting at 2.15, and everything, the MACD as well as the momentum is very weak. So there is no possibility for it to gain today. IMTX is overbought, and therefore it's going to consolidate sideways, and then it may keep on consolidating or going down until it comes down below 70% on the momentum, and then it will have some opportunity to pick up again. So I would consider this to be coiling, more like a pennant forming. Let me put another line out here. A pennant, something like this, and we have to break out on the upside from here. That's what I'm looking at. Earnings are coming on 8th of September, so the breakout is less likely to happen. We are likely to consolidate, come down, and then move up again. That's what I'm hoping for IMTX. PSEB, pre-market, there is no trade. It was up 2.29% as of yesterday, and we are expecting our earnings tomorrow. I have a Q2 earnings video out there. You can have a look at it, and that will give you an idea of what I think PSEB will do. I'm generally bullish on PSEB, but we have to see how they deliver and how the market reacts to it. We still have a channel within which it is consolidating, which is bounded by 3.99 on the bottom and let us put it here, 5.20 on the 5.09 on the top. So that's the range within which it is moving. DNA pre-market is down minus 0.70%. Both MACD and momentum are looking weak. PFE is down minus 0.41 pre-market, minus 0.41% pre-market, and it has got support from this diagonal line of support which has been with us for a long time. If we break down from there, then we are touching the 200-day exponential moving average before testing 49.83, which is the horizontal line of support. Teladoc is down minus 0.11, and pre-market is down minus 3.5%. So we are still going to test to 35.90 today, and we have fallen below that already. So our next level of support is going to be 27.69. We're coming back into the earlier consolidation zone. In terms of ideas, I would probably put a sell a call out here, assuming that it's going to go down, but this is not financial advice. A call would probably generate some good premium and can be collected. That's my thought process out here. Editas is straddling this diagonal line of support, and pre-market it's at 15.56, down 1.77%, which means we have broken down below this support and it's now become resistance. And we also have support at 15.37. We are just 20 cents away from that, 19 cents away from that. And after that, we have support from the 50-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 14.52. The chart is indeed looking weak. We have earnings coming on the 3rd of August again for earnings for Editas. I've already put that in the channel with the video. What are my earnings expectations? You can check it out. Illumina is down minus 0.49 pre-market. There are no trades, but we have a diagonal line of support here. Yeah, until we test this line of support, I wouldn't call a bearish call on this share. MACD is bullish. Momentum is also above average, but pointing slightly downwards. That's what I'm concerned about. ARCG is already looking weak, and pre-market there are no trades, but all indicators are looking weak for ARCG. I'm just going to extend this line further to show a trajectory that it's likely to respect. If it falls below that, then all bets are off. It's going to come back into the original consolidation zone out here. Next, let's look at Caribou Biosciences. Caribou Biosciences has just about settled on the diagonal line of support, and pre-market today we are at 8.02. There is no trades pre-market, so we don't know what's going to happen here, but by the looks of the momentum, I think we are going to break down below this diagonal line of support and test the 9-day exponential moving average. which is sitting at 7.83. And after that, we have the 20-day exponential moving average at 7.41, which is giving us a support. So that's where we are at with regard to Caribou Biosciences. CRISPR Therapeutics is down minus 0.55% pre-market. So by the looks of it, we are heading towards this diagonal line of support out here. And we have not respected this bullish pennant. And we have earnings coming out on the 10th of August. So all those things are kind of delaying this. I'll be coming out with a video for CRISPR also to talk about what I think is going to be the earnings expectation for the second quarter out here. And then if you look at IDNA, it's down minus 1.67%. This is a genomic, immunology and healthcare sector ETF. And it gives an overall view of where the genomic sector is going at, where the healthcare sector is going at. And it's looking pretty weak to me because we have just touched the average and pointed downwards. Pre-market, there are no trades, so I don't see any enthusiasm coming there. But on the bright side, I would say I don't see fear either, because if there was fear, we would have seen negatives. So yeah, it's a wait and watch for the genomic sector today, in my opinion, with a tinge of bearishness out there. SQZ has got no trades pre-market, and it has got results coming out on 3rd of August, which is tomorrow. So SQZ is likely to show a lot of weakness before the earnings. And let's go and look at Intelia. Intelia is down minus 1.18% pre-market, and it's most likely to test the support at 60.88. Right now we are at 62 pre-market with a drop of minus 1.18%. So we're definitely going to test that and potentially convert the 60.95 into a resistance. Beam Therapeutics has got no trades pre-market, and it's constrained by the 200-day exponential moving average. Its 200-day exponential moving average is sitting at 58.64. We are at 50.84. We are just about there. So I don't think the 200-day would hold, but it's also joined by the 20-day exponential moving average. So we don't know what's going to happen in the market today, but Beam is likely to respond to Nasdaq the way Nasdaq would move. There's a lot of volatility out there. The chances are that we are going to test the diagonal line of support and potentially end on top of this support at the end of the day for Beam. Allogene was down 6.63% yesterday, and it stopped perfectly at our diagonal line of support. And today pre-market we are down 0.17%. So I think that we are going to breach our support at 11.98 and potentially look for support from the 50-day exponential moving average. Bluebird is down 7.14% from yesterday, but today, this morning, it has gained 4.27%. Earnings are coming close at 4th of August, so a bit of volatility is likely to be seen there. And today, I expect us to test the support at 3.76 before the close of market. Verve was down 8.20 yesterday, and today I'm expecting it to test the diagonal line of support and the 50-day exponential moving average, both of which sit around 21.48 today. And yesterday we ended at 22.60. So that's what we have here. With that said, I'd like to bring this video to a close. I think overall, to summarize, there is a high risk in the market as soon as Nancy Pelosi lands in Taiwan, which will be just before market open or at market open. We are likely to see some statements from China or some actions like their fighters following the Air Force plane or something like that. They will do some symbolic saber rattling, and that's going to push the US dollar index up. That's going to potentially push the VIX up. VIX is already up pre-market, and that's going to make it a higher possibility that when Nasdaq approaches the diagonal line of resistance on the bear channel, it will bounce down, and we'll have some losses. And also, many people who are jittery will like to book profits before the market goes down. So I'm expecting the market to be bearish today. I may be wrong. I've been wrong before, but this is what it seems to me at this point of time. Please don't forget to join me at 3:30 for the live stream, where we have a group of people and we jointly track the last 30 minutes of the market and also exchange information, market intelligence. And I also do some Q&A where I can take some ticker symbols and I can do a quick technical analysis and answer your questions. And at 4 o'clock, when the market closes, we start looking at the indices and analyze all the genomic stocks in our watch list to see how they have done in the market and what's in store for the next day. So I'd like to see you there at 3:30. Please join me there and give me some company. And with that said, I would request you to put a like on this video if you like this video, and help us grow this channel by subscribing to us if you haven't done that already. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now. See you at 3:30.